Hey, good morning, Doug. This is a quick demo video for you for your Gold Edition MPP from Corbanth. This is installed with a Proffie and a brass chamber that I had designed and had printed for you. So I do appreciate your patience. We ran into a weird time frame there where when I sent these pieces off to be printed and they got shipped back, it was during the holidays, so we had Christmas and New Year's and the rush of Christmas shipments, and it took a little bit longer than I had anticipated to get these parts back. I just got them back yesterday. As soon as I got them, I went to town on this. I pretty much had it installed except for those brass parts to put in. So I'll show you those, right? This is a one-button setup though. Your one switch is right here. So everything is done from this switch right here. This gold piece in the back, if we can focus, this gold piece is your blade retention. This one you want to just leave as it is. It holds the shroud on. And then this rub screw holds the shroud on as well. All right. To get to your chassis, what you want to do is come over here and flip your gold lever up. I did go ahead and I glued your bubble strip to the clamp card area so it wouldn't fall out. But flip that clamp up, it loosens this up a little bit, and you can come over here and just untwist the handle. All right, so we're going to do that. Chassis is a tight fit. You had requested 2 crystal chambers. Other than that, you kind of let me do my thing, but you really wanted 2 crystal chambers. So I did accommodate all that. But when you get the handle off, to see everything, go ahead and take the clamp and move it all the way up, and then you can clamp this down if you like. All right, that exposes the entirety of your chassis that I came up with for you. So this right here is the battery cover. You pop this off, you have a removable battery. We can do that right now, actually. All these pieces are a tight press fit. I'm going to do this over the table so I don't drop anything. You just want to come over here from one of these 3 pieces here. 1, 2, 3 on either side. Get up underneath it with something sharp and then pop it off. In hindsight, I probably should have designed a little nub or something I could get under there with a tool, but you know, it still works fine. So when you take this off, that exposes your removable battery right here. So we're going to go ahead and pop this guy out. I'm going to use my tool because it's in there pretty deep. That's what she said. When you take it out, this is your battery cover. So you got spring side over here by my pinky. That's going to be the negative side of your battery. All right. No wires to be had or shown. You've got a kill switch right behind the battery right there. So we're going to put the battery back in. It clamps down in place. You will want to pay attention to what side you put this on. You can't put this on like it doesn't go here or here. It is very particular. You'll notice that I have these 3 nubs. They are off center from the cover. So make sure you find the corresponding, markings on here and just throw it right in. If that's the correct way. If you had it on the wrong way and you just laid it on here, it's very easy to see right away that's the wrong way. All right, so just put it on there. When you get it on there, give it a good squeeze. Squeeze as hard as you can, actually. And that puts that on there. It's a tight press fit. Squeeze it right in the middle. That thing is not going anywhere. All right. Coming over here, you have your Proffie board. Again, this cover is a press fit. So to get that off, you're going to want to, again, just come over here with something sharp. I'm doing it with a pair of tweezers and just pop it off. All right. It doesn't take much. You can pop this right off. You'll find a piece of diffusion material on the underside of that. That is because on your actual Proffie board here, I put a 5-pixel accent strip on top to give it some extra illumination, and I wanted that diffused. The board is glued down to the shelf, but if you look over here, you have access to your SD card, your micro USB, and there's plenty of room for a 90-degree data cable to go in here and clip onto the board. That's how I programmed it. I did not program it until I had it all installed to make sure, everything was kosher with that. So that's what we've got there. If you don't want to make any changes though, you probably never even have to take the cover off. For now, it just has my sound font on it. There is a copy of the config file on your SD card. I will say one thing I forgot to do on that config, and I went back and I changed later. I did not put a new copy on it because it was just one change. When you look at the top of your config, it's going to say it's a 2-button setup. Change it to 1 button. All right, that's the only thing I changed from what's on your SD card. If you need a copy of that, let me know. I'm happy to email it to you. All right, but once you are done with that, take your cover again, press it back on. It's not going anywhere. Right behind here, you have a 21 pixel accent strip. My camera is having a very hard time focusing in on this, but a 21 pixel accent strip behind this brass piece. When you flip it over, you have another 21 pixel accent strip behind this brass piece. This is your main crystal chamber. All right, so that's a real quartz crystal in there. It's on a base that spins when the saber is on. I wanted you to have a rotating feature. So I don't do this very often, but I made the entire crystal spin, and it is lit from this side. All right, so I'll show you that here in a second. When you flip it over, you have your secondary crystal chamber here, and it might be a little bit hard to see in this particular light, but if I were to take a flashlight and shine it on there, you've got a red quartz crystal there. This is a real quartz crystal that was dyed red from my buddy Albert. This was a long time ago. He sent me some to use. I have never found quite the right application, but I thought a red crystal would be very cool in the secondary location on this Vader saber. All right, so that's what I did. I also got these brass pieces printed in raw brass instead of polished because I thought it went well with the saber motif. All right, you've got black and gold up here. You got black and gold down here, but not shiny. Okay, so that's what we've got there. You have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker, and it's fully enclosed. I just have a few speaker accents on the top and bottom that I glued in. And that's what makes up your chassis. So let's go ahead and turn it on. We're going to come over here and flip our kill switch. So you got your main crystal pulsing up here. Your secondary crystal chamber has a heartbeat. And then you can see, you know, the kit animation in both sides of your LEDs, and your top of the board is wired to these LEDs, but because these LED strips here are shorter, they give off a slightly different animation. All right, so we come over here and turn it on. And now you can see your crystal chamber, or your actual crystal spinning. They do react to auxiliary.
Release your anger.
And your LEDs in there firing up. And you've got twist off. All right, so that is what the chassis looks like. Let's go ahead and flip this lever back up, move the clamp up, and then when you put the handle on, just note that it is a tight fit. I actually put the handle on my lathe and I opened it up a little bit. I needed a slightly bigger ID, so that's what I did in there. Not anything that you could tell from the outside, of course. But when you put it on, just come on. Oops. Try not to hit that switch. Just screw the handle down. Until it stops, obviously, right? We're going to stop about right here. We're going to take our clamp then and move it back down into place. Close this piece right here, this lever right here, and now your saber is all put together and ready to turn on. Very loud. Since it's a 1 button, auxiliary is just a short press. All right, let's back up our blade retention and let's put a blade in the actual saber so that you can see the effects. This was made for a 7/8 inch blade. So we'll put our blade in here. Come over here and lock down our blade retention screw, which is nice because you don't need a tool. And now again, we can hit power. So this is set up for a full-length blade, about 138 pixels. This is my shorter 7/8 inch test blade. All right, blaster bolt deflex is just tap and auxiliary. You have two different ways to do blade lockup. One is to hold the button down and hit the saber. Now you've got that blade lockup, right? Or you can do a fast double tap and on the second tap, hold it down. That gives you more of a lightning block. So either way there, right? We'll turn it off. To play your soundtrack, it's a double tap on the switch when the saber's off. All right, and another double tap to turn it off. And then it just has the one sound font on it for now, but of course if you had multiple, to go to the next sound font, you would just do a long press. And this is that's the name of my font. All right, so we're gonna break this back down. Everything's working like it should. We'll put this back in just so we don't forget it. All right, come over here and flip our clamp up. Move the entire middle assembly up, and then you actually have shine through there. And we'll just unscrew the handle. All right. As you can see, you've got your LEDs going. We'll go ahead and turn it on. And then we'll come over here and we're going to flip our switch, our kill switch. And it kills power just like it should. All right. And that is your Gold Edition MPP. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave the battery in and just ship it like this. It's all dead, so no chance of it coming on during shipment. Let me know if you have any questions. I really do appreciate your patience and the opportunity to do this. This is a type of project that I'm really trying to dive into in the new year, is designing my own types of brass chassis and then just kind of you know, pulling away from the pack in that aspect, because there's not too many people that do that. We'll lock this back down real quick just to show you how easy it is to do. All right, but yeah, this is the type of stuff that I'm looking to do more this year. So this was really fun to do. But let me know if you have any questions, and I will get this out in the mail to you today. Thanks, Doug.